Hi, I'm Tom Sult, a medical doctor and functional medicine practitioner with Just Be Well. And we're going to talk today about mycotoxin testing. So we've been going through laboratories related to a workup for Lyme. And obviously we need to do a tick-borne disease panel. But often I also want to do an organic acid profile and a micronutrient profile. And we talked about those previously. Often the gut is really goofed up. And then often, because of the disease process and the weakening of the immune system or the chronic antibiotics or any number of other reasons, you will get overgrown with fungus, yeast kinds of things, molds. And so these toxins often are present. Also, these toxins can be present from a sick building, you know, a wet building that has a lot of mold growing in it. So let's dive into this. So this is the vibrant mycotoxin panel, as I discussed, and this is a little blurb about it. And this is a summary of the mycotoxins. So what we see is the highs, the numbers that are high are here. This from these two. So penicillium is a kind of mold basically, and then Stachybotrys. This is nasty stuff. This is black mold. And we see that the current levels are here, and the previous levels actually got worse in this sample. And then here is a moderate level, and this is from Aspergillus and penicillium, and it was okay, and now it's getting higher, right? So it's yellow. High is above 10.3, moderate is 5.2 to 10.7, so it's in the moderate range. And then we look at the entire panel. So here's the complete list. So these are aflatoxins, and all of the aflatoxins were fine. And then we look here and we see other toxins, and this one is the one we just saw that was borderline. Last time we found this one. We found this one last time. This one is currently elevated. We saw that on the front page. And then there's some commentary. So on this panel right now, they don't give you commentary on the yellows, but on the red, here we are, and it tells us something about it's from this bug, and you know, blah, blah, blah. What does it do? Now, we also had the high of, where'd it go? There it is, right there. And so it's going to tell us about this, and it tells us something about, again, where it comes from and what it does and so on. So then there's these guys. This is another kind of toxin, and we look at all of these, and we found this guy, right? And again, it tells us it comes from Stachybotrys, which is a nasty bug. So here's the toxin. And it talks about what it is and how it does, talks about it's in on walls of houses with high humidity and so on. So, you know, people are wondering, well, how do I fix my house? Lower the humidity and use a HEPA filter. So if you have a damp basement, do whatever you need to do outside to contour the landscape to get water away from your house. Do whatever you have to do to seal the basement and then dry it out. You need to get a big commercial dehumidifier like I have in my basement and run it all the time. Now, as soon as it freezes, my basement dries out. So I'm going to run my dehumidifier until it's hard freeze, which in Minnesota will be any minute now. And then I'm also running a HEPA filter in that room. And I'm running a HEPA filter on the air exchanger as well. So, and then, but you got to get rid of the mold if it's there. The mold can also be growing in your gut, as I mentioned. And then a urine creatinine, because that's sort of a standardized, how we standardize the reporting of these numbers. And then some key terms, so kind of a glossary. What is a mycotoxin? What is an antibacterial compound, antihelminthic compound, and so on. And then citations to the medical literature. If you're a mega geek like I am, you can look all this stuff up and it will give you the scientific underpinning of this test. And then finally, the limitations and risks. No test is perfect. There can be false negatives, there can be false positives, and every test needs to be interpreted in the context of that individual patient. So that's the mycotoxin panel. And I hope that was helpful. I'm just trying to give you a little flavor for the kinds of things that we investigate. And this is just scratching the surface. So until next time, bye.